Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky.
Here we go. Welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. I am your host, Franco Zavala. Thank you very much for joining me. This is episode 90. Once again, on the road to 100 episodes. This thing is not staying locked in. This is your first time here, welcome. If this is your 90th time here, welcome back. Before I go any further, like always, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. Theprofessionalstepdad.com is up, running. Please take a look at it. Love your feedback. Stepdads, you want to join our community? There is a page on there that says you can connect with me. You can connect with other stepdads who are going through the similar journey like you. Just put in your information and we're going to gather a list together and just start connecting everybody together. I really fully believe that the best way that you and I, stepdads, you and I can not only grow as men, but grow as parents and grow as husbands and grow as friends and businessmen and whatever it is you also want to do, it's better to be connected with other men who are also going through similar journeys. It's kind of hard to take advice from somebody that's never gone through what you've gone through. So I highly recommend you go on there, just fill out the information, shoot us an email, go on our list, because as we grow, we will begin connecting everybody like in a community. So it's going to be fun. Today's episode is going to be about your value, about your worth. And this episode is going to be stems from my son and him being on this basketball team that he's on. Now, last night we got into a conversation and my son, in so many words, right? I mean, he's 12, so he can't really articulate himself in the way I'm going to explain it. But the best way I could break it down is this. He undervalues what he brings to the table. And he doesn't give himself enough credit. So you always hear me preaching, stepdads, about how you're valued, you're worth it, keep going, all the hard work will pay off. And then I got to thinking, when he said this last night about him on his team, about he's undervaluing himself, like what he brings to the table, because he's a very talented, gifted basketball player, point guard. He understands the floor. He loves to help other people out. He loves to feed the ball. He loves to pass. He also likes to score. But he's undervaluing himself. And because of that, it takes down his confidence. And when it takes down his confidence, as well as feeling like he's undervalued on the team, then he cannot perform at his highest potential. So let's put that in perspective, stepdads. I'm always telling you to do this. I'm always telling you that you are valued and we have to build trust within our home. But then I got to thinking about, are you undervaluing yourself, what you're bringing to the table? Please do not forget that you chose to be where you are. Please do not forget that nobody put a gun to your head. You didn't get put into a position where you had to choose either go off and build your own family or come into a blended family or die. That's not how it was. You're there for a reason. We always talk about this why, right? Well, what is your why and why are you there? And then are you being valued? But more important, are you valuing yourself? Like what you're bringing to the table is big. It's huge. You know how hard it is to step in. Again, I'm going to come back and forth basketball on this. You know how hard it is to step in as a new coach to a team that's had the same coach for a very long time, and you try to bring in a new system, new plays, new ways of looking at a team, new ways of looking at how you are going to grow, and that team doesn't want to hear it because they don't know who you are, they don't trust you, they don't see what you're bringing to the table, and it takes time in order for them to fully buy in, right? Same thing happens on our stepdad journey, gentlemen. Same thing happens. We undervalue what we bring to the table. We are so concerned about not wanting to step on other people's toes. We are so worried that any one mistake and we're going to be dropped. Bio moms, listen to this. You know why it's so hard for a stepdad to be a stepdad? Because we know that we're replaceable, especially in the beginning. If you don't like us, if you don't like what we bring to the table, the kids don't find harmony with the new male figure within the home, you can just, that's it. You cut rope, you cut ties, and you're gone, and it's over. And then the stepdad is kind of left with his bags in his hand going, okay, what do I do next? That's why it's so hard for a stepdad to buy in. It's so hard for a stepdad to feel valued and feel equal and to feel like they're worth it, because if you really break it down to its core, it's hard. It's hard to know that. Like, you ever see that movie Remember the Titans, and Denzel Washington's character gets a new team and he's got to build his value to the team. He got to build his worth to the team. And then he's told right before the season starts that if he loses one game, he's done. It's over. They're going to replace him and it's over. And he's like, just like that? Just one game? They're not going to give me a chance? And that's how a lot of stepdads feel, you know? So stepdads, back to you. Yes, you are valuable. Yes, you are worth it. But are you undervaluing what you're bringing to the table? Meaning, do you believe that you can do this? Do you believe that you have what it takes to endure everything that's about to come at you or everything that is already coming at you? Do you have Teflon skin? Can it bounce off of you? Not for all of us, no, especially if we haven't worked on ourselves. You know how hard it is to be criticized and critiqued by somebody that doesn't know us and only is viewing us from the outside in. And they always want to give the parenting advice. They always want to give the advice about relationships and blended families. You know what the funny thing is that the most advice I ever got about me and my blended family was from individuals who have never been in a blended family. I just wish people would stay in their own lanes sometimes, you know? So, undervalue. Do you value what you bring to the table? Do you believe that you're valuable? Just like my son on the basketball court, gentlemen, when he undervalues what he's bringing to the table, it brings down his confidence. And when you bring down your confidence, you don't perform at your highest potential. Same thing goes for you, stepdads. If you are undervaluing what you're bringing to the table, like it doesn't matter, or it's not that big of a deal, or anybody can do this type of shit, if you are doing that, then your confidence level will be low and you will not be able to perform at your highest potential. It is 100% true every time. You cannot undervalue what you bring to the table. You put your hand up, you said I will, you committed to the journey, you committed to the consistency of growth, and you must move forward understanding that your value is, you can't measure it. You can't measure what you're going to bring to the table. Are you going to make mistakes? Fuck you, I hope so. Are you going to be perfect? No. Are you going to screw up a lot of times? Yes. Are you going to feel a few times like maybe you shouldn't be there? Yeah, you will, because you'll second guess everything that you do, not because you don't have confidence in yourself, 100% of the time, but sometimes you feel like you made the right decision, but then the reaction that you get from people that you trust or people that are in your circle of influence is not what you expected. And then you're like, oh shit, did I do the right thing? Did I handle that the correct way? Look, I've been a stepdad for 12 years now. And I can tell you right now that there have been plenty of times where I feel like I'm building this rapport and this trust with my kids, each and every one of them. And then something happens where I react because remember, no matter what you do to fix who you were and fix your old shit and fix your old habits, it's still going to creep up every now and then. It's just the way it is. It's embedded in your operating system, and it's going to happen. The question is when it happens, can you become aware of it, and then can you tweak it and fix it in the moment and move on? That's the biggest part, right? That's the biggest thing. And so I'm building this rapport, but I get in these arguments, or I'll get into, or maybe I snap at my wife or one of the kids, or I'm just out loud. You name it, because I'm a very loud individual, right? When I not scream, but when I raise my voice, I mean, this is why in the military, I just learned how to project. And I sometimes feel like, oh shit, did I just burn all the work that I did up until this point? Did I just totally just screw this up? And then I start second guessing myself. Again, because of the self-work that I do, I'm able to move past it and understand, no, that's not true. Move past it, I move on. I open up the lines of communication. I apologize, especially if I was in the wrong. And even if I felt like I was right, I'm gonna still apologize and communicate with not only my partner, but my children in any given situation to make sure that we can both grow through this situation. It's very unlikely for you to succeed as a stepdad if only you are doing the self-work, if only you are growing and you move through a situation and they're still stuck. You have to open up the lines of communication. You have to. But before you can even get there, you have to understand that the value that you're bringing to the table is, you can't measure it in numbers and percentages. You just cannot. What you're bringing to the table is so valuable that it's like the Picasso, or it's like, you know, some artifact that they find in Egypt where you just can't put a price on it. The question is can you maintain that level of confidence, understanding your value, knowing that it's going to be hard, so you can move forward progressively and confidently in your journey. Stepdads, you're valuable. I know that you're valuable. Your family knows that you're valuable. The people that are watching you understand and know that it's valuable. You know how many people probably have said without you knowing, oh, I couldn't do that. There's no way I can do what Bill is doing or Frank is doing. I mean, can you believe that? 5 kids? What is he thinking? You know, he went from no kids to 5 kids, and now he's just gonna step in and just try to father, and then, like, how? I wouldn't do that. This guy's a better man than I am. You are. When you hear that, you're not okay, let me rephrase this. You're not a better man than anybody. Don't feel like you're better than anybody. But you are valuable. You're fucking valuable because you said, yeah, I got this. Where you run away, I run towards. I can do this. I'm built for this. This is where I'm supposed to be. So don't undervalue yourself. Don't lose confidence in what you bring to the table. Move forward understanding that this shit is tough, it's hard, it's a thankless job sometimes. But the benefits, the love, the recognition, the validation, the moments with your kids and your wife, those, when they happen, they will erase everything that happened beforehand. So don't undervalue your worth. All right, guys, this is episode 90. Short and sweet, to the point. Once again, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share to the show. Leave comments. Check out the website, theprofessionalstepdad.com. As you can see behind me, wood. I'm ripping this whole area out behind me. I'm going to be putting in a new backdrop and kind of rearranging this to make it more of like a studio. A lot of work. But man, this is so much fun to talk about things like this, because sometimes as men, we feel like we can't talk to anybody, or nobody wants to hear us, or nobody wants to listen. And you need to know that there are individuals out there that are willing to talk and listen. There are. You're not alone. You're not going through this journey by yourself. We're all going through it together, which is why I highly recommend you go to the website and join our community. It's just about building a community, building a connection where we can create and collaborate with one another to just better ourselves, but to change the narrative around what it means to be a stepdad. All right, guys, on the road to 100. This is episode 90. Thank you again for joining me. I am so humbled and grateful for each and every one of you, like always. I'm blessed to have you here, to have your feedback, and that you've taken the time out of your day to listen to me speak on just different subject matters. Until next time, talk to you soon.
Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.